Right. You've probably seen the headlines swirling, especially if you follow pro sports at all. Imagine this. You're weeks away, literally weeks, from signing that life-changing multi-million-dollar NFL contract, your dream. That's exactly where Quinshon Judkins was just days ago. But now, well, his future is suddenly looking very uncertain after a pretty stunning arrest. Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today into the recent arrest of Cleveland Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins, and our source material for this comes from excerpts titled Quinshon Judkins, Domestic Battery Arrest and Aftermath. So our goal here for you, our listener, is simple: get you up to speed quickly. What exactly happened? What's the timeline? Where does he stand legally right now? And, what are the immediate ripple effects of this whole thing?
And what's really fascinating, or maybe telling here, is the timing of it all for Judkins. We're talking about a 21-year-old, a real standout running back. Came from Ole Miss, then Ohio State. Dominated. Last season alone, I mean, he put up, 1,060 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns. Helped Ohio State win the national title, a huge part of that. Then he gets drafted 36th overall back in April's draft. Big deal. But here's the key point, the really critical detail. As of when this incident happened, he had not yet signed his rookie contract. And that's not just, paperwork. It fundamentally changes the stakes here.
Right. That unsigned contract, it just throws a whole different light on things, doesn't it? Huge financial implications right there. So, okay, with that crucial bit of context, his immediate financial future hanging in the balance, let's zoom in on the specifics of what went down, because the timeline, the sequence of events here is pretty noteworthy. Fort Lauderdale police, they got called about a delayed battery report. This was Saturday, July 12th, 2025, around 9 in the morning. Now, for anyone maybe not familiar, a delayed battery report just means the alleged incident didn't happen right then. It happened sometime before it got reported, which, can sometimes make things a bit trickier for investigators. Evidence, witnesses, that sort of thing. Anyway, in this case, the investigators determined that, yes, a domestic battery had occurred, involved Judkins and a woman he'd previously been in a relationship with.
Exactly. And the arrest affidavit, that's the police's formal statement laying out the grounds for arrest, it mentions the victim had bruising. But what's really striking, as you said, is the timeline laid out in that affidavit, the alleged incident itself. That happened back on July 7th, but it wasn't reported until 5 days later, on July 12th. And adding, another layer here, the affidavit apparently states she and Judkins had traveled to Florida together, kind of as friends, and she reportedly stayed with him for those 5 days after the alleged incident.
Wow. Okay, so July 7th incident, July 12th report, and they were traveling together in between. That definitely adds complexity. Makes you wonder about the whole picture. So after getting this report on Saturday, Judkins was arrested. Booked into Broward County Main Jail. The charge is misdemeanor battery, domestic violence. Specifically, it falls under Florida statute FSS 784.03A, which is basically Florida's general law against intentionally touching someone without their consent causing harm. He posted bond pretty quickly, $2,500 on Sunday, July 13th. And standard stuff for these cases, conditions apply. No contact with the alleged victim, and he can't possess any firearms.
And looking at the bigger picture now, the league and the team, the NFL has put out a statement saying they're aware, but no further comment right now. Standard procedure. The Browns have said basically the same thing, aware and gathering more information. Again, typical initial response. But here's what's really crucial for Judkins moving forward. He's got the pending trial, the legal process itself, and that alone could freeze those contract negotiations we talked about. Millions potentially on hold. Plus, there's the NFL's personal conduct policy. It's notoriously broad. The league can discipline players, fines, suspensions, even just for an arrest, not necessarily waiting for a conviction if they decide that conduct hurts the league's image. So he's really fighting on two fronts: the legal system in Florida and potentially the NFL's internal disciplinary system.
Right, two separate battles. That's a really important distinction. Okay, just to quickly recap the core facts for you, our listener. Judkins arrested Saturday, July 12th, down in Fort Lauderdale. Misdemeanor domestic battery charge. The alleged incident itself happened 5 days earlier, July 7th. Reported on the 12th. He posted a $2,500 bond on Sunday the 13th. Standard conditions, like no contact. And both the NFL and the Browns are, quote, aware and gathering more information, which suggests this is far from over.
Indeed. And this whole situation, especially the timeline, it really brings up an important question for you to think about as this unfolds. How does that 5-day gap, the delay between the alleged incident on the 7th and the report on the 12th, combined with the detailed